Margaret McAlees was a project administrator within the Quality Assurance Directorate, also a very committed Unison steward and a highly regarded colleague here in Healthcare Improvement Scotland. During her 10 years of service, Margaret championed equality and diversity and ensuring there was a fair and inclusive culture within Healthcare Improvement Scotland. And she spent a lot of her time working to ensure people had a fair chance at work and could maximise their potential. In memory of Margaret and the great work that she did, we've created this award as an opportunity to recognise the very best of equality and diversity in Healthcare Improvement Scotland. So I encourage you to become involved in equality and diversity and to recognise this award. So please do get involved in equality and diversity, ensuring this organisation has a fair and inclusive culture.
I have very fond memories of a very feisty and no-nonsense Margaret McAlees. Working with Margaret was great, and she cared for everyone, and she showed that kindness and compassion on a daily basis. When I was pregnant, I had gigantic ankles, they just ballooned, and I was struggling to sit at work with these huge ankles. Somehow Margaret rustled up a stool and a couple of cushions and insisted that my feet be propped up, and she helped make me comfortable, and actually I was able to stay at work and keep coming into the Guyland. It was so helpful. But that was just Margaret. In order to help people, she'd just come up with solutions. She could always help if she could, and that was reflected in her Unison work as well. She did quite a number of things for members and the self-organised groups, and really pushed the equality and diversity agenda. Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, Margaret, I believe, always stood up for people who are maybe less able to, stand up for themselves. And I think, as a gay woman with disabilities, she knew firsthand what discrimination was. The Equality Act 2010 allows for 9 protective characteristics, and Margaret could identify personally with more than half of these. So she knew what that was all about. So she was very keen to everybody should be included and treated equally. I'm pretty sure she would have been wondering what all the fuss was about. She was quite an unassuming person, and lived her beliefs that everybody's equal. I think she was really chuffed. It's such a beautiful award and totally symbolic of what Margaret stood for. A rainbow heart, lovingly held and supported. And I believe that she's still around as well, and she'll be there in March watching it being presented. In fact, that's a good excuse to buy a new shirt. Although for the people who knew Margaret would know that she didn't need an excuse to buy a new shirt. I feel incredibly honoured to have known Margaret and blessed to have had 7 wonderful years with her. She'd come home and talk about her work and stuff like that, so I'd hear people's names and that, but it never occurred to me that people here held her in such high regard. I feel completely humbled when I hear and see the esteem in which her colleagues hold her. It's just amazing. But she was special to me, but I didn't realise how much she meant to other people too. So if this award inspires anyone in any small way at all to help and support others, well, that's Margaret's legacy.